Those Shoes by Mary Beth Boyles and illustrated by Noah Z. Jones. Okay, and we are reading today to think about character and character change and how characters change when they're faced with some kind of struggle, some kind of conflict. Okay, and characters are one of the story elements out of the four. The four story elements are setting, character, conflict, and solution. Okay, and the conflict is the struggle that the character goes through. So let's go ahead and read Those Shoes and look for the character, the main character, and the struggle that he goes through. And I predict that this is going to be Grandma says, and what you need are new boots for winter. Brandon T comes to school in those shoes. He says he's the fastest runner. No, he's the fastest runner now, not me. I was always the fastest before those shoes came along. Nate comes to school in those shoes. Antonio and I count how many times Nate goes to the bathroom. 7 times in one day. They have an animal on them from a cartoon I don't think any kid ever watched. When I come back to the classroom, Alan Jacoby takes one look at my Mr. Alfie shoes and laughs. And so do Terrence, Brandon T, and everyone else. And he's a little bit obsessed about these shoes. Obsessed means he really, really, really can't stop thinking about them. He's probably feeling a little anxious, maybe a little upset, maybe a little angry because he doesn't have a pair. Maybe he wants to fit in. On Saturday, Grandma says, let's check out those shoes you're wanting so much. I got a little bit of money set aside. Maybe enough. You never know. At the shoe store, Grandma turns those shoes over so she can. Oh, those shoes! Black shoes with 2 white stripes, high tops, perfect shape. Those shoes, $2.50. Everybody's excited. Until now. Oh, Jeremy, she says, I can't spend good money on shoes that don't fit. I pull the other shoe on and try to walk around. In there, but my toes don't fall off. I buy them anyway with my own money, and I squeeze them on and limp to the bus stop. All right, I see your notes, but I'm not going to stop now because I'm recording this. So I'm going to. You can't see it, but just listen, okay? At home, a few days later, whoops, did I skip a page? I pull on the other shoe and try to walk around. They're okay, I say, holding my breath and praying. Oh, I already. But my toes don't fall off. I buy them anyway with limp to the bus stop. I read the page twice. That's okay. That was kind of an important page. What's happening? At home, a few days later, Grandma puts a new pair of snow boots in my closet and doesn't say a word about my two big feet shuffling around in my two small shoes. Sometimes shoes stretch, I say. Grandma gives me a hug. I check every day, but those shoes don't stretch. I have to wear my Mr. Alfie shoes to school instead. One day during math, I glance at Antonio's shoes. One of them is taped up. His feet look smaller than mine. Ooh. After school, I head to the park to think. Antonio is there, the only kid who didn't laugh at my Mr. Alfie shoes. The only kid who didn't laugh. We shoot baskets. A loose piece of tape on Antonio's shoes smacks the concrete every time he jumps. I think I'm going to do it. What's he not going to do? I'm not going to do it, I say. Do what? Antonio says, breathing hard. Grandma calls me for supper and I shrug. My hands are sweaty. I can feel him wishing those shoes were his. That night, I am awake for a long time thinking about Antonio. When morning comes, I try on my shoes one last time. What are you gonna do? Before I can change my mind, the shoes are in my coat. Snow is beginning to fall as I run across the street to Antonio's apartment. I put the shoes in front of his door, push the doorbell, and run. Hurry because I'm running out of time. At school, Antonio is smiling big in his brand new shoes. I feel happy when I look at his face and mad when I look at my Mr. Alfie shoes. But later, when it's time for recess, everywhere there is snow. Leave your shoes in the hall and change into your boots, the teacher announces. Leave your shoes in the hall. Then I remember what I have in my backpack. Ever worn before. Standing in line to go to recess, Antonio leaves and give him a nudge. Let's race.